Hi, this is Phyllis Wilson coming to you with my daily moments. And my topic today or right now is the boardroom. In my last video, I talked about motivation. And I mentioned the boardroom. So now I wanted to follow up to explain what I mean by the boardroom. The boardroom is mentally a room, like a boardroom when you're in corporate America, where you have like minded people that have a good common interest invested in whatever the person, topic, or scenario is. And in the boardroom, you come together to share ideas, to bounce off suggestions, or even to get advice about something that you aspire to do or how to take your brand or your organization or even your life to the next level. So the boardroom is made up of people that could be motivators for you. They could be mentors. They could be teachers. They could be co-workers. It could be people that you aspire to be, or someone who's already in the profession, career, or business that you're trying to create yourself. So these people you could get advice from, and it could be authors, they could be writers, it could be personal instructors, it could be personal trainers, it could be celebrities, it could be spiritual guiders, like a TD Jakes, Sarah Jakes, Jamal Bryant. It could be anyone from any spectrum where you can gain some wisdom and insight from. For me, my personal board consists of two mentors, Dr. Cherry A. Collier and Monique Manigault. They have inspired me and they motivate me because of the actions and steps that I see them taking. And then I can pick up the phone and call them and ask for advice or tell them, hey, I just want to bounce this idea off of you. Tell me if it sounds crazy to you, or if you have some resources. So they can even be a resource for you. But then in my boardroom, there are also people that I can't pick up the phone and call, but I can watch and see and get insight and wisdom based on what they're sharing on a regular basis. Like, I don't have a direct contact to a Sarah Jakes or a TD Jakes, but I can listen and watch their messages. I can watch them on Sundays. Joel Osteen, I like him, so I can watch and listen to what he has to say. And 2 to 1, when I do get the opportunity to tune into them, something clicks for me because it relates to what it is that I'm trying to do or what I'm aspiring to do. So they help me in those instances. My boardroom also has some what do you call them? Interns. I have some interns. I have 2 interns in my boardroom, and they're there so that they are learning how to work the boardroom as well as what people should be sitting at the around the table in their boardroom, who deserves a seat in their boardroom. Because in your boardroom you don't want to have people who are just occupying the space but they have no input or they have no desire to do things themselves. For me in my boardroom, not only do I want to be sitting at the head, but I don't want to always be sitting at the head. I want to be able to rotate the people in my boardroom so that somebody else is sitting in the head seat and sharing their wisdom and ideas and their suggestions and their knowledge or book resources or things that they have done. And I'm sitting at one of the other seats, whether it's on either side of the boardroom table, just because I'm taking notes. I'm taking information from them. I'm gaining wisdom. I'm gaining knowledge from what they can share with me. Miles Monroe was in my boardroom for a long time. And he was in my boardroom for a long time because his insight and how he made things from the past, in biblical times relate to now and make it relevant to what is going on right now. His defining understanding about relationships and how marriage works and cultivating, that was so inspiring for me. So he sat in my boardroom for a long time. And when he passed away, that didn't mean that the information that he put on the boardroom table disappeared. It's still on the table and it's now a reference and resource in the boardroom so that at any time something comes up, I can go back and go through the information and the wisdom that he shared while he was in my boardroom, physically, mentally. I can go back and pull up that information and use it for my good. and even for the good of those that I come in contact with. So see, your boardroom does not necessarily have to be people that you know and that you can go and pick up the phone and call, or that you can shoot them an email and they're going to be the ones respond back to you. It could be people that you watch from afar. Tony Robbins is another person that's in my boardroom. I may never meet the man, but it doesn't matter if I don't meet him and that he doesn't know me by name. I'm okay with that. He's in my boardroom because the way that he inspires people, the way that he helps them to know and move things out of their way that's blocking them from getting to their next level is enough information for me. So that's why he's in my boardroom. There are other people that are in my boardroom, and they are not all people that I can't touch or I can't pick up the phone and call, but there are some people that I can call. Like I have two of my cousins that are sitting in the boardroom. One because she's like-minded like me, and the other one because she has a desire to be where I'm trying to get to. So I guess you would call, she's almost not so much an intern status, but she's in the boardroom because it's needed. Because some parts of the boardroom meeting, or when we have a session with my boardroom members, she's sitting at the head and I'm sitting on one of the sides, either side. And then whoever she desires to be in the boardroom, her personal boardroom, are there too. So today, with all my daily moments that I've given you, this one is imperative for those who are trying to go somewhere and not just have people that are seat warmers in their boardroom, but they actually have board members who are active board members and are contributing factors to anything that you desire to do, be, or places you want to go. Your board is the person that sits there. And if you think about it, TD Jakes and all these other mega churches and organizations and companies have boardrooms, and they have people that are on their boards, and those boards are there acting as advisors. They're there for you to say, hey, I made a list of things I want to do, or hey, I want to take us to the next level. What do you suggest we do? Because there are a factor, or they are a contributing factor into where you are now. And they're giving you wisdom and insight on how to get to the next level, or what they feel the next level should look like for you. You still have the ultimate choice of saying yay or nay to how far you want to go, or how fast you want to get there, or are you going to take the steps necessary, or any of the suggestions that the people in your boardroom have suggested. Now, some people may try to use your boardroom for a resting place. Those people you need to get out of your boardroom. Some of those people that are sitting or has been sitting in your boardroom, they were there when you started forming the boardroom and started decorating and picking out what chairs were going to be in your boardroom and what the layout was going to look like. But all they did was stand by the wayside. They didn't have any input. They didn't have any suggestions, and you have allowed them to still occupy that space, which is another clear factor as to probably why you haven't evolved anywhere. So it's time for them to get out of the boardroom, because they're holding the spot that's reserved for someone who can help you get to the next level. So keep in mind, build your boardroom around the people that can input and that you can input information into as well. So it's you pouring into them and them pouring into you. Those are the people you want in your boardroom.